Hello, welcome once again. My name is Alfred, and welcome to my podcast. And it's another Sunday. It's the first Sunday of the month of August, and today we're looking at a physical aptitude topic. And basically, it's all about 3 factors that will hinder you from continuing or being consistent with your training or exercises. And these are actually 3 factors that I personally experienced, and so you are also likely to experience if you're probably just working out or starting to work out. These are the usual factors that make you kind of want to give up on your training. But if you get to understand them thoroughly and then work on these, then you'll know what you can do so that you don't, when you hit a plateau, right, on your training and exercises, you can continue and be consistent with it. So the 3 factors are: number 1, not getting enough rest; number 2, overtraining; and number 3, having too many exercises in your training regime, right? Having just too many exercises in one go. Now, I'm talking out of experience when I talk about this, because as when I started, I would sometimes hit a plateau and wonder how come I cannot continue, why aren't things working? But sometimes the solutions are just simple, and because the problems are there, they're just simply not getting enough rest. Well, either that or overtraining, or just have too many exercises in our timetable. So if you look at these and then see how you can adjust to them, and then you may then find a solution to have that motivation again to continue. And so what happens when you're not getting enough rest? First of all, one of the factors of not having enough rest, your performance will obviously either fall or to just stall. You won't be able to do those exercises anymore, the exercises that you set out to do. So as much as you try to do those push-ups or even go try and run, you won't be able to run as fast or longer like you did previously. So this means that your performance is actually going down, and that now your body is telling you you need some rest, but you actually need more rest, right? And another factor would be that within not getting enough rest, you have some chronic muscle soreness. Your muscles would be very sore, which is very natural, especially when you're just starting out, right? But then again, we should remember that our muscles actually repair when we're resting. So if these muscle soreness are actually consistent, right, and you're continuously having them, just rest a bit. Make sure you're taking your time to rest so that these muscles can repair. And also you'll find that your motivation will decrease. It's very common to have your motivation go down, especially when you are now getting much more weaker, right? Your strength basically is weakening, and you're not doing or performing as much as you were before, right? So now you're not motivated as you were. But this means that you just need to take some time off from those workouts and also rest, obviously, because you just find yourself skipping those workouts, not giving your best effort. So it's best to rest, and then when you come back fresh and stronger, then you'll feel much more motivated. These are the effects of not getting enough rest. Obviously, you have to look at your performance. You read your body also for the soreness. Also, check for motivation. When we start off, our motivation is there, we want to continue, but we can't really always rely on motivation though. But once your motivation has totally fallen, make sure that you rest enough, and then when you come back, you can put more or better effort in it. So the main solution to this, right, is just to get enough rest. Make sure your body gets time to replenish and also restore your energy. This way you're going to repair those muscle tissues and also recharge. Our body also recharges as we rest, and when we recharge, we repair our muscles, and this can only happen during recovery, and recovery is during rest period. And number 2, let's look at the effect of overtraining. Overtraining is one of those things that will hinder you from your consistency. Your motivation will also drop during overtraining. And overtraining actually happens when you push your body beyond its capacity, and you don't give it enough time to recover. And though I usually tell you, you have to push your body very hard and be tough on it as you train, but this goes hand in hand with recovery periods, right? The more you push your body, remember, you also need more time to recover and more time to rest. Don't just push your body beyond its capacity and then you don't get enough time to rest. And overtraining, right, will usually lead to chronic fatigue. So if you're constantly fatigued, you feel very, very tired, highly tired, and at the same time your strength has actually reduced and also your endurance has actually fallen. This is a very big sign of overtraining. So you should watch out for such symptoms of fatigue, and obviously a decreased performance also. This also means you've been overtraining. And another factor of overtraining is hormonal imbalances. Your hormones will tend to be thrown off balance. Hormones like cortisol and testosterone, which is the male hormone, right, may be thrown off balance, and we should remember that these are usually two of the most important hormones when it comes to muscle growth and of course also our metabolism. They help in our metabolism, just the way we digest our food and all that, and they're good for our overall health. And so when these are they're not in balance, right, they're thrown off balance basically, sign that we're overtraining and we need to get back to rest. Another important factor of overtraining, right, that may affect you, that your mental health may be affected. That's another factor for overtraining, mental health. How is this so? Sometimes you will find that you will become anxious, right, too anxious. Also, you will have very poor quality sleep. You keep on waking up in the middle of the night. You do not have a consistent sleep pattern, right? So it's very essential to recognize this. If you're overtraining, it's best to recognize this and then you go back to rest and recovery. So overall, right, for overtraining, what you can do is just listen to your body. I always advocate for people to listen to their body and also to make sure you incorporate rest days. Sometimes you may need to incorporate more rest days than not, right? If you had put in just 1 or 2 rest days in a week, add another one, right? It's not bad because you can always go back to your usual training. But remember, recovery is very, very important. So pay attention to these warning signs. especially when they persist, right? Especially the fatigue or when your performance decline. Remember, once you see these signs, you're amazed that you're just overtraining. And then number 3, what I remember is that when I would hit a plateau, it meant that I had too many exercises in my regiment, right? Just too many exercises going on, just too much going on, right? Basically. And what this did was that it diminished my focus. So once it diminished my focus, the quality of my exercises went down, and so did my performance. So I was not performing optimally. And remember, quality matters when it comes to exercises more than quantity. So having too many exercises in one regiment doesn't do much. So you rather have just 2 or even 3 major exercises in a regiment and perform them quality-wise, right, and have so many that you're going to perform them in a poor manner, which in that case may bring about injury and also just will not help you much, because you're also going to be performing them in poor form, and then you're going to create a whole lot of problems, including performance issues. So your form won't be good when you do this exercise. And not only that, you also, once you're not performing those exercises in good form, you have a higher risk of injury. And remember, we are trying our level best not to get injured as we exercise, because now you're bringing in another problem, right? Once you get injured, it means that you're not going to do much. Even your own personal work, you're not going to do. So we don't want to perform in a haphazard way. So you want to avoid risk of injuries, such as you can break your leg or something that's just fracture it, or just have strains somewhere, right? So you want to really avoid such things. But also, one of the things that you may get mentally fatigued, right? Remember, when having too many exercises, right, or just performing too many things at once, there's so much that's going on, especially in your mental, in your brain, because you want that mind-body connection. So you have to concentrate, right? Now, if you're having all these exercises in your regime, you're gonna get fatigued, obviously, right? Because performance is actually fatiguing. Exercises are fatiguing, right? Both to the mental and the physical. It's not just the physical. Just because most exercises are physical does not mean they do not take a toll in your mental state. They do, highly do. So make sure you're not mentally draining yourself with all those exercises. Trim them down and make sure you have the right exercises for you also. And the best way to do this is to trim them and just make sure you have those exercises that will hit those major muscles that you want to hit, right? And with that also, you prioritize quality over quantity. This is something that I usually stress on, right? Quality exercises over quantity. Having too many exercises will just fatigue you and will take a toll in you physically and mentally. And so, to wrap up, right, we should remember that balance here is key. Balance meaning that you have enough exercises, the right exercises, but not too many, just enough that you can handle, right? But then again, you balance that with enough rest. Listen to your body. When your body needs rest, you'll know. It is your body anyway. You don't have to stress yourself or overperform or try and compete. I know at times we want to compete, or we think that we need to increase those exercises and those reps and all that. No, you do not have to, especially when you're just starting out. leave those high reps and many sets to those who have already adapted to their regime, have been doing it for a while. So you shouldn't be watching YouTube videos and then thinking that you can jump straight into doing what you see on YouTube, right? Start small. Start with having just a few exercises. Increase those exercises as you go along. Sometimes it takes a week, it may take a month, even a year or two. It does not matter. Go with your own pace. It's not a race, right? Your body has to rest. And with that said, I hope this was very helpful. I hope you got something from this that you can use as you go along into your physical and mental aptitude journey. Until next time, peace.